Okay, so this afternoon we're going to be looking at methods which you can use with dictionaries. And as you are aware, a dictionary is one of those objects which come with Python out of the box. So apart from just having the dictionary, there are certain functions which you can use only with dictionaries, and those are what are called dictionary methods. So we're going to look at some of them. Now, for us to have access to some of these dictionary methods and how they work, the first thing we need to do is we need to create a dictionary. In this case, we're going to create a dictionary called contacts, where I'm going to put my contact details. And we start with, we're going to create an empty dictionary like this. Okay, then after creating this empty dictionary with nothing in it apart from the name of the dictionary, we print the dictionary, and you can see that there is nothing in this dictionary. If we ask Python what kind of object you have created when we create contacts here, yes, there's what?
I'm not able to see the screen right now.
Oh, you're not able to see the screen. Oh, I see.
Yes, that's right.
All right, let me reshare it. Can you see it?
Not yet.
All right, let me wait a bit. Let me know
Okay,
when you
now
get.
I'm able to.
Now you can see.
Yeah.
You can see it. Okay, so
I'm able to see the screen.
you can't see the screen. Then what could be the problem now?
I can see the screen.
Oh, okay. So here, we create a dictionary.
I'm able to see the screen.
You're able to see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we created a dictionary called contacts, an empty dictionary, and here we print it out. As you can see, it doesn't have anything in it. It's empty. Then we try to find out what kind of object you've created, and Python tells us that we have created a dictionary, which is abbreviated dict in short. Okay. Now, this dictionary object you've created contacts has got methods or functions which you can use with it, and they're specifically out of the box. You get 11 built-in methods which you can use with dictionaries, and that's what we're going to see. So for you to have a look at what methods you can use with our contact dictionary, or anytime you put a dictionary, this is what you use. So you run this function dir, then inside this dir you put in this argument dict. Then after doing this, we print out what this is. Then we're going to get a list of things which we can do with a dictionary. Our interest is here. This is our interest. This guy is at the end. Clear, copy, from keys, get, items, keys, pop item, set default, updates, and values. Those are the 11 methods you have access to when you create a dictionary. So the next thing we do, we want to add some information to our dictionary. So basically, since at the moment it's an empty dictionary, we want to update our dictionary, and that's where the update method comes in, this update method. So with this update method, you can always ask for help on how this method is used and what it does. So basically, you use the update method to add key value pairs to a dictionary. So you want to add key value pairs to a dictionary, you can use that update method. And how can we use that? So you can ask for help on how the update method works using this form. Here you type dict, then you put a dot, then update here. So when you run this, so you get some explanation on how you can use update method. So it's either you can do something like this, the dictionary name, then the key, then the value. In this case here, the K here, which you have here, is the key, then the V is the value. Or you can do things like this. You can say the name of the dictionary, you put a dot, then update, then some kind of simple dictionary you can use in that case. So this is what we're trying to do here. So I say I start with the name of the dictionary. So I want to add the key first name, and the value associated with that first name is going to be gift. So I say contacts dot update. So I want to update this dictionary contacts. So I use the update method. Then I pass this piece of information here, a tiny dictionary where I have first name, which is the key here, and gift, which is the value. That. So when I run that, that's what I get. So when I print my dictionary, this is what I have. So now contact has got a key, first name, and a value gift. Okay. I try to add another key, last name, and the value with that associated with that key is going to be Ciccone, small letters. That. So that's what I do here. The name of the dictionary, so contacts, you put a dot, then update. Now this update is a function or a method. Then what is it I want it to add? So here I've got a small dictionary where I add last name. Then the value I'm adding associated with that last name is my name, Ciccone, that. So when I print contacts, so you see now I have, in addition to what I had earlier, first name, then the value associated with first name is gift, then last name. Here the value associated with last name is Ciccone. Then here I try to add a phone number. So I try to add a phone and also the key phone and the number associated with that. So I do this. So you start with, always when you are dealing with methods, you start with the name of the objects. In this case, that's a dictionary, then followed by a dot, then the method or the function you are trying to use on this particular object, which is update in this case. And so this is what I have. So I add phone, I add the key phone, and the value is this one. So when I run that, then I print, this is what I get. So far you have seen that I have added a key and the value, a key and the value, a key and the value, one at a time. But you are not restricted to adding one key and its corresponding value at the same time. You can add more than one key and value. So in this case, I want to add my email. I want to add the key email and the value associated with that email. I also want to add the key age and my age today, which is 35. Then I also want to add the key job and what's the value of the job I do, which is that then. So as you can see here, so I start out with contacts. Yes? You have a question? Do you have a question?
Yes, I don't know if it's the network, but the screen has gone again. It's not showing.
Oh, I think it's network. Has it come back?
Yes, I'm saying the screen is not showing again. Maybe it's the network.
Okay, so let me stop the sharing and try to share again. But you're still online, so I don't know how.
Not yet.
Yeah. Let me do a share again. Are you able to see? Are you seeing my screen? Hello? So fine. Over. Okay, so here I want to add more than one key value pair. So in this case, I've got email, and the value associated with email is my email address, which is that one. Then also I add another key age, and the value associated with age is my age, which is 35, then the job, and that's the job I do. So in this case, you can see that we are adding more than one key value pair at the same time. So when you run this like that, and when you make out a print, this is what you get. So you see that we now have a dictionary with a number of key value pairs. We have got first name with its value gift, last name with its value surname, phone with my phone number there, email with my email, age with my actual age and job, and like that. Okay, so this is how you would create your dictionary from scratch. The next thing we are going to do is we're going to look at another method, which is what's called the keys method. Can you see the screen? Hello? Are you able to see the screen?
I don't know what's happening, but the screen is coming out, not showing again. I don't know why it's like
Okay, let me, I've shared the screen again.
not present it, but it's not.
Let me know when it shows.
No.
Is it showing? Is the screen showing? Okay, I think the best thing for me to do is just to do the presentation. Since it's being recorded, then you guys can watch the recorded presentation. I don't know how, but I think that's the best way. It's either we try to do this, otherwise we're not going to finish, because we need to get rid of this
I'm
part.
able to see now, sir.
Okay, able to see? Okay, so what I was trying to explain here is that it's possible for us to add more than one key value pair using the update method. So here, I add the key email, and the value is this one. That's my email address. Then I add the key age, and the value is that one, and I add the key job, and the value is that one. So when I run this, and I make a print of that, so this is what we have. So we have got, so these are the first three keys we added, one at a time. So the first time we added first name, and its value was gift. Then we added last name, and the value was surname. Then we added phone number, and the value was that. Then these last three keys, we added them at the same time. So it's possible for you to add more than one key to a key value pair to a dictionary at the same time using the update method. Now, if you have a dictionary like we have now, so we've got a working dictionary, then sometimes the dictionaries can be very large. So you want to find out what are the keys to this dictionary. So the method you use to find out what are the keys to this dictionary is something called keys. So there's a method called keys, which is going to give you a list of keys which a dictionary contains. So how do we ask for help on how to use keys? So you start with you use the help function, then you start with dict, then dot keys, then dot keys here, then you run this. So basically this is how you use that. So the D is the dictionary, then the method is the keys. It doesn't get anything. So this basically is going to give you providing a view of a dictionary's keys. So it's going to give you a list of the dictionary's keys. So when I do the same thing, which I've done here, dictionary.keys, now I do it on my dictionary, which I've created a contact. So I say contact.keys. What I get is, as you can see here, is a list. I get dict keys. I get a list of keys which are available in that dictionary. There is first name, there is last name, there is phone, there is email, there is age, and there is job. So this is how, if you have a dictionary, this is how you get the keys to this particular dictionary. You might also be interested in the values which have been stored in this dictionary. In that case, if that's what you want, there's a method called values, which we use for this particular task of accessing the values stored in a dictionary, and this is how you get help on how to use this particular values method. So you start with dict, then values. If you run that, So this tells you, for you to use this method values, you start with the name of the dictionary, then values without giving anything, and of course this is going to give you a view of a dictionary's values. So if I do the same thing here, I say contact dot values. When I do that, this is what I get. So I get dict values, and in dict values I have a list of values. So I've got gift, city name, my phone number, my email, my age, and the job I do. So basically that's how you would access the keys to a dictionary and the values to a dictionary. This bit I think we have looked at before when we were looking at dictionaries the first time around. Okay, there's also something else we looked at, which is the items method. Now the items method is going to give you a list of your dictionary and a list of your key and your dictionaries as a tuple pair. So you got, in this case, you get your keys and the dictionaries in form of a tuple. So if you do the same, if we say contact here dot items, so what we get here is actually a list. So this is a list we have. But if you look at this list, the items in this list are tuples. And this is a tuple made up of a key. In this case, you've got first name and the value, gift. Then the next tuple, this one here, you've got the key, last name, and the value is linked to, which is Chone. Then this other one here, you've got the key, phone, and the value is linked to, which is my phone number. Then this other one here, you've got a key, a tuple, which is made up of a key and the value, email and the value. And this side, you've got the tuple, age, and my value, and job, and like that. So if this is what you want a list of key value pairs, then you can have it like this. Okay, are we clear so far on how you access the yes, on how you access the keys to a dictionary, on how you access the values, and if you want to access the keys and the values at the same time? Okay. Now, the next thing is sometimes now that you know what the keys are, so you want to use the key to access a value. How do you use? We know that it's possible for us to do this by using the square bracket index, where you start with the name of the dictionary, then square brackets, then inside you put the key. But there's also a method you can use to accomplish the same thing, in which is the get method. So this get method basically gives you the value associated with the key. So you give this method get a key. When you give it a key, then it will give you the value associated with that key. So let's see how we use this one. So this one, it says return the value for a key if the key is in a dictionary, else default. So basically that's what it does. So this get method, so you have the name of the dictionary, you start with the name of the dictionary, then get. You're going to give this method get the name of a key. When you give it the name of a key, then it's going to give you the value associated with that key. For example, we have a dictionary contacts which I've built. Then I want to get the value associated with first name. So I give this get method the key first name. I know first name is one of my keys here. First name, I know it's a key. So I want the value associated with first name. So in this case, I say contact, which is the name of the dictionary, then dot, then get, then I put inside the parentheses of get, I give it the key I'm interested in. So what I'm expecting in return is the value associated with this key. So if I do that and run this, I get the value which is gift. If I do the same thing, I say get contact.get, then I put in the key phone. What I get is the value associated with this key, and that is my phone number. Then if I do the same thing, contact.get, then I put in the key age. What I get is my age. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is how you access the values which are stored in the values which are linked to the keys of a dictionary. There is another method which does the same thing, which does something similar. Okay, but this what is called this method called set default. Set default can be used to do things which look similar to what get has done, and also similar to what we have done with update. Remember, we used update to add a key and a value using the dictionary. So we used update to add a key and a value using dictionary. But with set update, if you give set update a key which is already in the dictionary, it's going to give you the value associated with that key. But you can also use set update to add a new key and a value to a dictionary. Are we clear? So let us see what it does. So set update method returns the value of a specified key. Okay? So this is what it does. So it returns the value of a specified key. So you give set update the value, you give set update a key, then it's going to give you the value, which is the same thing which get does. What you have done with get here. We give get a key, then it gives us the value. Set update also does the same thing. If that key you've given it is already in that dictionary, then it's just going to give you the value which is associated with that key. However, there is something else set update can do. If you give it a key which does not exist, then you specify the value. So you give it a key and a value, but this key does not exist. Then it's going to insert the key and the value in that dictionary. Are we clear? So two things to be aware of. You can do with set update. You can get a value associated with the key, or you can insert a key. If that key does not exist, you can insert a key and a value. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, so here. Insert key with a value of default if the key is not in the dictionary. So that's the first thing it can do. It can insert a key with a value. The next thing it can do is return the value for a key if key is in dictionary. So two things. One, it can give you a value associated with the key if that key is already in the dictionary. Then two, it can insert a key if that key is not in the dictionary. So let us start with a key we know is there. For example, my job. We know that key is there. So we say contact dot set updates, then the key I'm giving set update is job. Since this key is already there, what I'm going to get is the value associated with the key, which is lecturer. Also, there's another key which I know is already there, which is my first name. So I say contact dot set update first name. So what I'm going to get in this case is the value associated with this key, because this key exists, which is kept. I can also say contact dot set update, then age, and I get 35. However, there is a key which doesn't exist, which is my hometown. There is a key which doesn't exist, which is my hometown. So in this case, I say contact dot set update, I give it the key, hometown. Then if this key, it checks that this key is not there, then I give it a value it's supposed to put there. Are we clear? So I'm giving it the key, which is this one, then the value it's supposed to put. So here, basically, I'll say key. Let me do this. Key. I do that. I give it the key, then default. I give it a key and default, and the value which it's supposed to know. Oh. Okay, so here. So just like that. So hometown, so that is a key. Then the value is Mongo. Then when I print the dictionary contact, so this is what I get. So you can see at the end here, a key called hometown has been added, and the value to that hometown is Mongo. So this is a way for you, this is another way for you to add a key and a value if that particular key does not exist. Are we clear?
Yes, sir, I'm now clear.
Yes. Now that my hometown is there in this dictionary, when I say contact.setDefault hometown, what I get is Mongo. Okay? So now that, because this hometown is there now, what I get is Mongo. The other key which is not there is something called middle name. I don't have a middle name in my dictionary. So I want to add my middle name, which is this one, middle name, and the value associated with my middle name is my middle name, which is Lingoji here. So I say contact.setDefault, my middle name, then which is the key, and the value is Lingoji, which is my name, my middle name. So when I run that, then it shows you, oh, Lingoji. Basically, it tells you now this thing has been added. When I print out contacts, you can see this key, middle name, has been added, and the value, Lingoji, is there. Now, if I say contact.setDefault, that's what I get. I get Lingoji. So this is how you add, with setDefault, you can access a value associated with an existing key in your dictionary, or if that key you're trying to do access does not exist, then that key is going to be inserted, and if you have provided a value, then that key that value is going to be what? Is going to be included. Let me just think of another key which we can add, which without a value. I want to see what happens if you just try to set a key without a value. Sorry, no. I want to see what happens if you just try to set a key without a value, and what do you get? So what key can we add? Oh, subject. Yeah, let's say subject. So we can say not teaching subject. Yeah, let's say teaching subject. All right. So we say contact. I want to see what happens. You should not be afraid to try out something so that you can see what happens. Contact.setDefault. Yeah, nothing is going to happen to your computer. Teaching subject. Okay, when I do that, looks like nothing has happened, but is that the case? So we try to print our dictionary. So we say print. So we see what happens if you don't provide a value to the key. Okay, so what you actually see is this one here. So you actually see that teaching subject has been added, right? Yeah, the key teaching subject has been added, but it doesn't have a value. A value of none has been given to it. Okay, so basically that's what happens. So if the key, so the first thing you notice is that if the key does not exist, then that key is inserted. Okay, if you just provide the key, only the key is inserted. If you provide the key and the value, associated value are inserted together. Okay, there is this other method from keys. Now, this method from keys, like the way we have right now, I have a dictionary called contact, and this dictionary called contact has got a number of keys. But maybe you want to create another dictionary from this dictionary. But what you want to do is you just want to use a certain number of keys. You don't want to use all the keys. Because look, if you look, I've got first name, I've got last name, I've got phone, I've got email, I've got age, I've got job, I've got hometown, I've got middle name, I've got teaching subjects. These are a lot of keys, but you want to create another dictionary from this dictionary contacts. But what you want to do is you only want to use a certain keys. Is that clear? You only want to use certain keys from contacts without using all of them. So for you to do that, if that's what you want to do, the method you use is this one, from keys. So in this method from keys, you are going to give it a list of keys you want to use. Are we clear? You're going to give it a list of keys you want to use, and maybe you might also want to give it some value which those keys are supposed to be set to. Because as you have seen, if, like in this case, where we inserted a key, we inserted teaching subject, but we did not give a value to teaching subject, the value which has been inserted there is none. So when you just provide keys, say, this is the list of keys I want to extract from this dictionary so that you can create your other dictionary, the values of these keys are going to be set to none. But it's possible for you to set a default value also, some value which all these keys can be set to. So let's see how that works. So basically, what does this thing do? So basically here, from keys, what does from keys do and what is needed? So the first thing is it needs an iterable. An iterable is a list or a tuple. So you need to give from keys a list or a tuple, and this list or a tuple should be a list of keys you're interested in, because you're trying to create a new dictionary from this dictionary. So you need to give it a list of keys or a tuple of keys, and sometimes you can provide a value, but if you don't provide the value, then we already have none which has been provided there. So in this case, what I'm trying to do is the following. I want to create a dictionary which only contains the keys first name, middle name, and last name. So I want to create a new dictionary which only contains these keys: first name, middle name, and last name. So how am I going to do that? And these keys, first name, middle name, and last name, I'm trying to extract them from this dictionary contact. So I start with contacts, then I put a dot, then from keys, then I give the list of keys I'm interested in. This is a list of keys I'm interested in: first name, middle name, last name. When I do this is what I get. I get a dictionary, as you can see here, where the first key is first name, but the value has been set to none. The second key is middle name, and the value has been set to none also. The last key is last name, and the value has been set to none. Is it clear what has happened here? We have created a new dictionary by extracting keys from an existing dictionary. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. The other thing you can do is, instead of just providing a list of keys you want, you could also provide a dummy value. You could also provide a dummy value. For example, in this case, I say Joe. So in this case, first name is going to be set to Joe, middle name will be set to Joe, last name is going to be set to Joe again. Of course, that's not, instead of none here, because here you've got none. Instead of none, so all these keys are going to be set to Joe, Joe, Joe. So how do you do that? So you say contact from keys, then the lists, first name, middle name, last name here. So this is a list of keys you're interested in. Then after the list of keys you're interested in, you provide your dummy value, which is supposed to be the value to all these keys. So when you do that here, this is what you get. So you get your dictionary created with first name having a value of Joe, middle name having a value of Joe, last name having a value of Joe also. So this Joe becomes the value to all these keys. Are we clear?
Yes, it is.
Okay. As usual, when you create a dictionary, you can save the dictionary in a variable. Okay, and that's what you're going to do next. So this dictionary you've created, where there's Joe, Joe, Joe here, we save this dictionary in a variable, and we call this variable full names. So when you do that, when you run that, okay, so it has happened. When you print out our dictionary full names now, this is what we get. So we have first name set to Joe, middle name set to Joe, last name set to Joe. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, since these values are Joe as dummy values, I have got a person in mind whose names I want to change. So in this case, I set the first name. I want to change the first name to Mainza, middle name to Principal, and last name to Habortry. So in this case, I go back and say full names dot update. Then I do this. Remember the update method?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now the update method, the other thing you can use it for is if a key already exists, you can use the update method to change the value associated with that key. And that's what you're going to do, because this key first name in here is already there, but it has got a value called Joe. The middle name is already there, but it's got a value called Joe. Last name is already there, but it's got a value called Joe. What we want to change are the values associated with the keys. So we say first name. Now we want first name to have a value Mainza, middle name to have a value Principal, last name to have a value Habortry, like this. So when you run this, it runs. Then now when you print our first name, our full names, this is what you have. So now you can see the values associated with each of these keys have been changed. First name is now Mainza, middle name is now Principal, last name is now Habortry. So that's how you use your from keys. You use the method from keys when you are trying to create a new dictionary from an existing dictionary. Are we clear?
Yes.
Okay. Then next is copy. Sometimes you want to make a copy of your dictionary. So if you want to make a copy of your dictionary, there's a method you can use called copy. So in this case, dict copy. What does dict copy do? A shallow copy of dictionary. So if you want to make a copy of a dictionary, so you say contact.copy, then whatever the copy is, you're going to store it in this person. So you're going to store it in person. Then when you print person, what you see is this. So basically, person is a copy of our dictionary contacts. Is that clear?
Sir, can you repeat again?
We are making a copy of a dictionary.
Yes.
So here, if I do this, if I just do this, this is what you get. Contact.copy, this is what you get. So this is what it gives you. Contact.copy, this gives you this.
Oh, yes. The contact.
Okay. So next, we want to save this. When you do contact.copy, this is what is there, right? We want to save this into a variable called person. Since it's a dictionary, a copy of a dictionary is a dictionary, right?
Yes.
So we want to save this copy into person. So we do that like that. Then we print out person. Then we have person, which is a copy of the dictionary contacts. Are we clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Next, there are times when you want to remove certain items, key value pairs from your dictionary. And when you want to do that, that's where now this method called pop comes in. So the pop method is used for removing an item from a dictionary. So pop remove specified key and return corresponding value. So it's going to remove the key and it's going to show you what it is that's removed. So in this case, I want you to remove the key, middle name, like that. So I was going to say contact.pop, then middle name. When I do that, it's going to show me what it has removed, like that. So it shows me, okay, I've removed the key. In the process of removing the key, I'll show you what I have removed. So sometimes you might want to save this value in language. If you want to save it, that's fine. If you print contact now, you will notice that the key middle name is no longer there. So you got first name, last name, name, phone number, email, age, job, hometown, teaching subjects, but the middle name key has disappeared with its value. It has been deleted from the dictionary. Is that clear? Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
You can also decide, say you're going to remove this guy, age, and that. Now, apart from just removing, okay? Apart from just removing, you can, as you are removing with pop allows, it gives you a chance to save what you have removed, as I'm going to show very soon. So age, so I pop age there, it gives you the value, say this is the value I've done. When I print contact, now you see that the age is no longer there. So I'm going to pop and save. This time around, I'll pop and save hometown. So I'll delete the key, hometown, delete the key hometown, and I'll save it in a variable called hometown. Hometown. So I'll say hometown. So that there's a difference. I'll say hometown. Contact dot pop hometown. Well, let me just do this. Yeah. That. So this is a key I want to remove. Okay. So if you just say contact.pop, as you have seen here, the key is removed, but you're also shown the value which has been removed. Are we clear? It also prints out the value which has been removed. It shows you, oh, this is what I've removed, this is what I've removed. So what I want to do here is the popped value. I don't want to see it. I want to save it in this variable, hometown. So when I run this, okay, so you don't see the popped value, but now I can do something else. I can print the variable hometown. When I print the variable hometown, as you see, you're going to find the value which was popped. So I can print the variable hometown. So I see print hometown. When I print hometown, you see the value which was popped, which is Mongo. So when you pop things, the popped values can be stored. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, when you pop things, the popped value can be stored. Next is pop item. Now remember, pop gives you the value, right? Now pop item is going to, it removes the last key value pair which was added to the dictionary. So the last items you added to your dictionary, when you say pop item, those are going to be removed. For example, one of the last items we added was teaching subjects, then later on hometown and other things. So those things, the last items will be removed. So right now, when you do that, so basically here it says remove and return a key value pair as a tuple. And how is it going to do? Last in, first out. So the way it works is the last items you added, the pairs, here says the pairs are retained in LIFO. LI is last in, first out. So if the last things you added are the ones which are going to be kicked out. So we print our contacts. This is what it looks like now. So contact now, as you can see, the last item is teaching subject and the value is none, followed by job, which is lecturer, then followed by my email. So if I say contact.pop item, it's going to remove the last key value pair in the dictionary, which is this one. So contact.pop item, you see, this is what you have. That's what is removed. Teaching subjects and none. So they are removed. They are popped as a tuple. Again, in this case, these things which are being popped, you can save them. Okay. Then if I print out contacts, this is what I end up with. I end up having, I'm remaining now, the last item is job and the value is lecturer. So if I say contact.pop again, you see job and lecturer are removed. If I print out contacts, this is what I have, like this. So in this case, I want to show also that it's possible for you to save these pop values. Now what is being popped here is not a value like when you did with pop, but what is being popped here is a tuple. Okay, are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what I want to do is I want to save this popped thing, this popped value which is being kicked out. Which is email. In this case, it's going to be email, and yeah. So delete the last key value pair. Delete the last key. Key value pair from dictionary contact, and save it in popped item. So I want to save what is going to be deleted in popped item. We'll create a variable called popped item, like that. So here we'll say popped item. Popped item is going to be equals to contact dot pop item, like that. So there we are. When you print popped item now, so when you print out popped item,
I'm lost.
you are not seeing the screen.
No, I'm not able to understand here why you're saying popped item is going to contact.
Oh, there. Here, this popped item is the variable.
Okay.
Yes, this is a variable. Remember, we are being shown what has been popped, right? Here. When you pop an item, which is a key and a value, Python shows you to say, oh, this is what you've popped. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to store the item which has been popped in a variable, so that we can show you that it's possible for you to actually save the value which has been popped into a variable. So again, yes, so say print popped item. Then if I do print popped item, this is what I get. So you can see this is what I have here. And if you check the data type of popped item, check the data type of pop item. You see that pop item is a oh, sorry. I say type popped item. Popped item there. You see that it's a tuple. So with pop item, what you get are tuples of your key and your value. So whenever you run pop item, it clears the last, it deletes the last key value pair in your dictionary. Are we clear?
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, once you've got the tuple, you can unpack your tuple. You can do such things. You can unpack your tuple once you have it. For example, in this case, unpack tuple. Unpack the tuple. The tuple popped item. Pop item into variables key, into variable key, your key, which one is the key, and value. So in this case, you can unpack your tuple. So the key and the value. So you can say popped item. So this is unpacking like that. Then you can print your value and your key now. So now you can print your value and the keys. So print key, print the key. So the key, now the key is email. Then so you can do value, print value, there. Okay, so that's something you can do with pop item. Last but not least is, of course, you can make a dictionary empty. You can clear everything in a dictionary so that it becomes an empty dictionary. And what you use for that is something called a clear method. So dict clear. This dict clear basically removes all items from a dictionary, remove all items from dict. So in this case, remember, we have a dictionary called person, this guy. We created the dictionary called person as a copy of contacts. So we can clear everything. We can remove everything, every key value pair in this dictionary. We can remove it so that it becomes empty. So we're just going to say person.clear that. Then if you print out person, then you see that now it's empty. So we come to the end here. Is it clear?
So, sir,
Yes.
the clear method, you can also put something in the parentheses just to clear maybe the value or maybe the key,
It can be what?
like the clear method.
Mm.
Can you also use something inside the parentheses to basically delete just one item? That the entire,
Clear removes everything.
oh, it's just for everything.
Yes, it removes everything. If you want to remove a particular key, you have to use the delete function. For example, I'll print out dictionary. I think we still have contact. Let's see. Print out contacts. I think we still have contact. If you want to remove a specific key and value, so let me print contact. You have to use the delete method. Okay, so this is what you're left with, right? So we're left with first name, we're left with last name, we're left with phone. So if you want to remove last name, so if you want to delete the key last name only, in this case you have to use the delete function. So here, where is that? Where is delete? So clear will remove everything. It doesn't select. So if you're only interested in removing one key and value, then you have to use delete the key delete the key value. Key, just a minute. Key value. I'll say delete the value associated with key last name. So when you delete a key, the value also goes. Okay, so in this case, you do this delete. You start with delete, which is a function. So this is not a method. Delete is a function used for deleting things. So delete, then the name of the dictionary, then the key you want to delete, last name. So when I do this, fine. Then when I print out the dictionary, contact again, So you see that only last name in this case and its value are gone. So I have first name, gift, phone number, that. So in this case, you see that only that particular key and its value have been deleted. Are we clear?
Yes, it's clear now.
Yeah, so delete is not a method. Delete is a function. You can do the same delete stuff with lists and other things. So delete is a function. It's a built-in function. It's not a method. Okay. We come to an end here. So next week when we meet, we're going to start looking at modules. Modules are basically collections of functions which come either built into Python or something you can create your own. So we're going to look at examples, how to use a module next week, and also examples of some modules you can use which come with Python. Then later on, we're going to see how to create our own modules. Are we clear?
All right, sir.
Yeah, so we come to an end here. All right, so see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Cheers.